What the Democrats have done is disgraceful and potentially illegal.
The Republican Party is undergoing one of the most sycophantic bootlicking power grabs that this group of mutts has ever endeavored. Texas yesterday approved a new electoral map, as the BBC puts it, that favors Republicans. It is a blatant effort to cheat that was initiated by the request of, the demand of Donald Trump. And what do Republicans in this age do? They obey the dear leader. And that's what they've done. And now they have the temerity and the gall and the lack of insight into themselves. Look within, Republicans. They can't do it. They are now whining that it looks like the Democrat effort in the state of California, one of the last roadblocks to it was shut down by their Supreme Court yesterday in the state of California. And this has Republicans beside themselves, screaming and wailing that they've changed the rules. And now the Democrats, in this case, Gavin Newsom and the Democrats in California, now the Democrats have decided to follow that same rule book, to follow those same new rules. They're freaking out. Here is that headline from the BBC. Texas approves new electoral map favoring Republicans. Texas legislators have approved new congressional maps designed to give Republicans an edge in next year's election for the U.S. House of Representatives. That seems anti-democratic, does it not? To set up a district that gives one party an advantage over the other? Leave it to Republicans to continue their long legacy of anti-democratic action, of oppressing the vote of black and brown people. Republicans in the Texas House of Representatives passing the new voting lines in an 88-52 vote, creating 5 new Republican-leaning seats. It followed a 2-week standoff in which Democrats fled the state to stall the vote and rally supporters against the redistricting plan. The maps will now go to the state Senate, where they are expected to be swiftly approved and then signed off by the Texas governor, who, by the way, we're going to hear from in just a little bit. He is the whining, what are they doing? This is illegal. I can't believe it. After having this take place in his state, after he bent the knee and kissed the asshole of Donald Trump. The move by Texas has sparked redistricting battles across the United States in states run by both major parties. President Donald Trump, who backed redrawing the maps to safeguard a Republican majority in the House, reacted with the words, "Big win" for the great state of Texas. Donald Trump did not back the redrawing. Donald Trump initiated the redrawing. He ordered the governor of a state, states' rights. He's the chief executive of his state. No, he's a Trump supplicant. That's what he is. And then Republicans hold a slim majority in the lower chamber of Congress. They're talking federally here, which Democrats aim to win back in the 2026 midterms. Now, this is absolutely what I'm getting ready to read to you. The effort in California would not have even been on the table had it not been for Donald Trump attempting to steal the election in 2026. And he's also signaling that he might start a war to cancel the election, to outright cancel the election in 2028. He said that just the other day. And if Democrats are going to win, we need to jettison the idea of when they go low, we go high. Because if we go high while they're low, we lose. What we need to do is, and I don't like the idiom of fight fire with fire, it's follow the rules. If these are the new rules, you follow the rules. I'm a rule follower. I like law and order. I like rules. If we all follow a set of rules, a stated level playing field, then it's fairness. Then it's equity. Then it's everything that we want it to be. But we can't follow a different set of rules than Republicans because we will lose. Guaranteed we will lose. We might even lose now. Hopefully, California gets it together. And this is what they have endeavored to do. This is from The Hill. California Supreme Court rejects GOP effort to halt Newsom's redistricting push. The California Supreme Court on Wednesday rejected a petition filed by state Republican legislators seeking to halt Governor Gavin Newsom's plan to redistrict California's congressional map. Quote, petitioners, this is from the Supreme Court of the state of California, petitioners have failed to meet their burden of establishing a basis for relief at this time under California Constitution. Article 9, Section 8 reads a brief order posted to the docket. Newsom has hit back at Republicans' redistricting efforts in Texas by pushing for a special election this November to get voters' approval on a more favorable House map for Democrats in California in time for the 2026 midterms. And this is what has Republicans apoplectic. They're beside themselves because finally we have a Democratic Party, a few people in the Democratic Party who are willing to stand up and say, no, we're not going to play this bullshit game anymore. Shockingly to me, it's Gavin Newsom. And look, I know every time I mention Gavin Newsom, I whine that he goes on podcast or he hosts on his own podcasts, Nazis like Steve Bannon and Charlie Kirk, even telling Charlie Kirk, oh, my son's a big fan of you. I don't like it. But hopefully this is the last time I'm going to say that. Who knows what mood I'm in another day. We need to get behind what is happening here, even with imperfect leaders, because even our most imperfect, and Gavin Newsom's not the most imperfect. There are many at the federal level who are more imperfect than him. But even with our most imperfect leaders, they are better than Donald Trump. They are better than the bootlicking, sycophantic lapdogs in the Republican Party who are dedicated to the prospect of white supremacy, who are dedicated to the prospect of anti-democracy, who are dedicated to the prospect of shitting all over the United States Constitution on a daily basis. So I'm here, someone who is not a giant fan of Gavin Newsom, supporting everything he's doing. Ideologically supporting it, but also from just a morale standpoint. I'm getting behind it because it's the right thing to do. And it's a rare glimmer of hope, a light at the end of the tunnel that there might be a win in sight. With lack of leadership in the House of Representatives under Hakeem Jeffries, with lack of leadership in the Senate with Chuck Schumer, I'm looking to beacons of hope and light like Gavin Newsom. And I hope you are too. The last paragraph of this Hill article, the ruling paves the way for California legislature to proceed with voting as soon as Thursday on a package that would set up the special election. Fantastic. And again, this has Republicans beside themselves with whining and crying and, oh, the gnashing of the teeth is just you would think it would be a cacophony, too much noise. But for me, it's melodic. It's a beautiful thing listening to this clip of Greg Abbott, the whining, just weakling, complaining that California is doing the exact same thing that he's doing.
And so what the Democrats have done is disgraceful and potentially illegal. I'll tell you this much. If California dares to try to squeeze out more Republicans, there are going to be lawsuits that will overturn that. What I can tell you in the state of Texas, the 5 Republican seats that we are adding, they are going to withstand legal challenges, and those will be Republican members added to the United States Congress.
So wait, the Democrats, what they're doing is disgraceful and potentially illegal, and we're going to see them in court. They're doing the same thing that you're doing in Texas. Governor Abbott. The hypocrisy is just, look, I don't know whether to admire it, like, wow, that's some boldness, or if it's just shameful. Can you admire shamefulness? Because maybe that's what we should all be doing, is just kind of marveling at what is taking place right now in the modern Republican Party. And I don't know if it's because they're trying to convince their fan base, because that's what it is in the Republican Party. It's a cult. It's a fan base. I don't know if they're trying to convince the fan base of this new reality they're trying to create, or if they know the fan base is so stupid that they'll believe anything. I think it's likely a combination of everything. Anyway, what do you think? Hey, I invite you to this important conversation. This is a topic we should all be following intently, because it's going to show whether or not we're going to have a win in the House of Representatives in 2026, which is where impeachment begins, which is where appropriations begin. It's ultimately the bully pulpit that we need. The Senate is great, fantastic, but the House holds a special power because some of the arcane rules in the Senate that gives the minority some a modicum of power that doesn't exist in the House of Representatives. When you have the majority, even a 1-seat majority, you can run roughshod over the minority. And that's what it's time to do. It's time to punish the Republican Party for their attempts to destroy the country, for their attempts to try to rewrite history, protecting their president who attempted to overthrow the United States government. I, for one, am here for that, and I hope you are too. Let's have that conversation in the comments. You can comment wherever you're watching below the video. You can also call me and leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. If you're into it and you want to help support this work financially for $2 a month, you could do just that. You, first and foremost, the best way to do it is go to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. They take like half as much of your of a portion of your donation, of your support for the show than YouTube does. But if you're on YouTube and you like that platform, you can click below the video, click the join button, become a channel member. There's some way to do it on Facebook. We're not quite monetized there because I just started. Follow me there. I'm rambling. Dollemore Daily on Facebook. Blah, blah, blah. Love and appreciate you. I'll see you next time. Be genuine and take care of one another.